Hey, well, all right, here we go. Now, it is a bit of a long story, and you know what I'm like. I like to tell a good story. So, I have had thyroid problems on and off since I was 16 years old, and they have not caused me any huge major problems, or so I thought. So anyone that has had thyroid issues will know the up and down journey of it, and they will know how thyroid's such a healthy thyroid is such a key part of a healthy body. And at my very last GP appointment at my standard general practitioner's office, he said to me, hold on 1 minute, my mum has just arrived. I'm on an Instagram live.
See it.
Okay, bye. Sorry about that. All right, where was I at? At my last appointment, I went into my standard general practitioner. Hey everyone, ask questions if you want to know more. And I was asking for advice on certain things, and he said to me, and I quote, "I don't have time to look that up. That would take me 30 minutes." My reply to him at that time, I was livid. I actually replied to him. I got up out of my chair and I said, well, that's not a very great doctor's attitude to have. And I pretty much growled at him. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said, well, you've been completely unhelpful then, and I won't be returning. I had been looking into going and changing my doctor's office for a while, but you know what it's like, right? You've got to try and find someone else and get into them, and it's just a bit of a rigmarole. So anyway, I got into my car and I sat there and I Googled holistic doctors Hobart, because we're in Hobart, it's a small city, and there's a great doctor down here. Now, when I rang them from the car park, I had just walked out of this horrible doctor's office, and I rang them from the car park, and they said to me, do you realize the first appointment will be 1 hour? Oops, I nearly broke my phone. 1 hour. I was like, yes, that would be amazing. I need an hour. Like, that would be great. He asked in that hour more questions than any doctor has ever asked me about my health, ever, hands down, ever. So he asked me, I don't even know, so many things. I got home and my husband was like, what did he say? I'm like, well, it's too much to even remember. So he asked me everything about my health and dived into gut health and dived into things that a normal, everyday general practitioner has never asked me about before. The standard things, of course, do I smoke, do I drink, those things, but also way more than that. What diet did I have? What lifestyle did I lead? I have never been asked these things by a general practitioner ever before. So he did specialise in thyroid health, but the whole doctor's facility had someone there for stress, had someone there that specialised in different areas, and they worked together. So if I needed to then go and talk to someone about my stress, all my records and everything would be there, and I would have that access there. So anyway, the whole point of the story is, when it got to the time for treatment, now my thyroid currently is what the other doctor considered underactive. He handed me a script, and when I said, look, is there any alternatives? I was just shut down, completely shut down. He didn't want to know anything about essential oils. He didn't want to know. He looked at me like I was a moron. He didn't want to know anything about my lifestyle, and I was trying to work. I'm like, can you work with me here? Nothing. I got nothing. When I mentioned, he actually, my new doctor, my new amazing doctor, actually said to me, what supplements do you take? Like, as if it was the most normal thing in the world. I'm like, oh, well, I do take supplements. I take this and this and this. He's like, this is brilliant. And then he said, what do you do to lower stress? I said, well, I use essential oils. And I'm always awkward saying this, right? Because mostly you just get shut down or looked at like an idiot. And he was like, that's fantastic. What do you use? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it was so good. So point of the story is, if you're not happy with the medical treatment that you're receiving, find someone amazing for whatever specific issue it is. Find someone who's going to work with you. Do you know the other thing he said to me? I treat the patient, not the doctor, not the results. He said, so I don't care what your results come back as. I do, but I don't care because I'm sitting here telling him, he said, you're sitting here telling me that you feel okay, even though your results are saying you're underactive, and you've got protocols, right? You're working on things. He said, we might boost that up with some natural, more herbal medicine, and we might boost your thyroid in other ways. But his last resort was a script. His last resort was a script. His first resort was controlling my stress levels because they all play a part. It's all your body's like so connected on every level. And if you've got a skin irritation like Joe, it'll be your gut health, hands down, 100%. If you've got stress levels, it'll be something is causing the stress, right? It could be your work, it could be kids, it could be a bills, it could be a number of things, but something is causing it. For me at the moment, it is the whole past 12 months is just messing with my head so much. So I just want to encourage you to think outside the square. You know, one of the biggest things I use is oils. You guys know that. You know how much I love my oils. And when I said to him as well how clean a lifestyle I live, he was flabbergasted. I said, well, I don't clean with any toxic ingredients. He's like, what's your house? You know, he was asking all the questions that a doctor should ask. Your home plays such an important level of your health. If you have toxic things in your home, you will be breathing in and your health will be toxic. It will be getting affected. If you are still using things in your house that you know you shouldn't be, because we've told you many, many times, stop using them. Like, switch them out. Get on the train of essential oils. You will not regret it. If you are disrupting your endocrine system, he was talking to me about words that I have never heard come out of a doctor's mouth before, and they were endocrine system. He was talking to me about my adrenals. I have never heard a doctor talked about adrenal fatigue ever in the history of me going to the doctor for 46 years. A doctor has never mentioned the words adrenal fatigue. I'm surprised that I don't even know if they know what it is. But anyway, my brand new doctor was talking to me about adrenal fatigue. And I said, well, I've actually got oils that I can use for that. And he's like, brilliant, let's bring it on. Like, you know, he wanted to know more. So I guess my story is, I've just gone along with what doctors say. They literally nuked my thyroid with a radioiodine tablet. If anyone has ever had it, or people I know watching are nurses, and you will know what I mean. They pulled it out of a metal box. It was like it was kryptonite. They pulled it out of a metal box, this little capsule, it looked like a Panadol, and with a big pair of pliers like this long, like the nurse was gloved up to here, she reached it out of the metal box and handed it to me. I just put it in my hand and swallowed it. I don't know what I was thinking back when I was 30. That we don't know what we don't know. We trust who we think we should trust. And I never thought to question anything. I never thought to question anything. My biggest advice, if I could give myself advice back 20 years ago, when I was 20, so 26 years ago, would be to question far more than I have ever questioned before. I would change so many things. I would change my children's health and the things that were jabbed into them. I would change my whole lifestyle of living. I would change my home, all the toxic ingredients that I used in that period of my life. The perfumes and the synthetics and the fragrances and just all the chemical products that were in my home that were causing my thyroid to be destroyed. Like, I would change all of those things. My endocrine system was destroyed by the products that I was using and the ingredients that I had in my home and the food I was eating, all the things. Never, ever, never have I ever. Never have I ever. Have you played that game when you were kids? Never have I ever. Never have I ever had a doctor ask me what food I eat. Is it organic? What do I use in my home? You know, what protocols do I have in my toolkit in my house to help me with my health? What supplements do I take? The only time a doctor's asked me what supplement, if I take supplements, was before an operation, because they can, you know, some omega fatty acids, if you're taking omegas, they can interact with different things. But never have I ever had doctors want to help me on this level. So couple of things, two things that you can do. Firstly, you need to get essential oils in your home. Actually, there's probably about 15 things you can do. But firstly, you need to get essential oils in your home. Secondly, you need to stop using all the toxic stuff if you're still using it. You just need it gone. Today, right? It just needs to go out of your home. It is destroying your health. Thirdly, because I said there were two, but there's actually more. You need to find a doctor that will work with you and that will not treat you like an idiot. Fourthly, you need to look at the food you're eating. But these are not in any order, right? So kind of, you know, go with it. Do you know what else he asked? He actually looked in and checked what type of fillings I had. He wanted to know if I had the old style mercury fillings. Like, never have I ever had a doctor look inside my mouth for fillings. Like, guys, I can't even describe how amazing it felt to be treated properly, not be looked at quick in and out. What do you need? Right, what's wrong with you? Okay, here's your script. Here you go. I'll see you, you know, in 2 weeks or whatever. Go and find an amazing doctor. They are everywhere. There are people that do it online. Amazing holistic nutritionists and naturopaths. They are wonderful at treating so many things. This guy is a medical general practitioner, but he is very, very natural. You need to hire a doctor like you'd hire a tradesman. Absolutely. If I could, like I said, if I could tell myself, you know, my 20-year-old self so many things, not that I probably would have listened, because it's like trying to talk to my 20-year-old's pretty into it all. So, but yes, get onto it. Get onto oils. They're 20% off at the moment. You can start with a starter pack at 20% off. Save yourself money. Get rid of the crap out of your home. Switch it out. These things are hands down. If you've got candles and fragrances and anything like that in your home, I beg you to switch them out as quickly as possible. You need to be looking after your health and your health of your home, the health of your environment, the health of your mind, the health of your body, the health of everything. And because it's all connected. We are all connected. So that's it. That was my big story. Long-winded story, but short story in the end, in that just switch it out. That's all I can encourage you to do. Food, massive. I've started upping the ante on the organic products. If it means going out of my way, it means going out of my way. But what it's doing for me, it's saving me. It's saving my health. It's improving my immune system. It's boosting my health. So for that little extra to go out of my way and find more organic products, it's worth it. It's so worth it. I'm lowering, you know, my meat and well, I've watched Seaspiracy now, and I don't know if I'll ever buy seafood again. I encourage you to watch that, as if you haven't watched it on Netflix. It's called Seaspiracy. It's a documentary. It's mind-blowing and it's quite horrifying all at the same time, but in a good way. We need to know these things. We need to learn these things. We need to know what's destroying our health. We need to know how to protect our health. And, you know, the other words I used to my new doctor was, I try and live proactively. He almost clapped. Like, he was so like, right, okay, well, this is great. Because he was a bit shocked why I was there. He said, if you're feeling okay, why have you come here? And I said, well, my results are telling me that I shouldn't be feeling okay. And I'm so used to just getting a script. So I guess I'm here to be proactive, to figure out to not get any worse. Like, I don't want to get any worse, but I don't want to take the synthetic thing that they had, the script that they had offered me, my last doctor. It can be hard when hubby won't switch in the way of toothpaste and deodorant, steroid creams. You can only do the best you can. Oh, look, absolutely, we can only do the best we can, but it's also education. And it has taken me 7-8 years. If I dragged my husband in here now, he would agree with this. So long for him to come around. But when I said to him it's affecting my health, that was a huge wake-up call for him. I'm like, you are contributing to damaging my health. So if that is what you want to do, well, that's not really great. That's not really someone I want to be married to. I kind of, I'm pretty harsh when it comes to that sort of thing. I don't want someone damaging my health. I don't want to stand next to someone smoking. I don't want to stand next to someone. I don't. So if I'm in an environment that's damaging my health, I remove that problem. And that's how I am now. I don't invite people into my home that will damage my mental health, or that I don't have a friendship circle at all of anyone other than people that uplift me. And I have had friends and people in the past that you have in your circle that do nothing but put you down, or do nothing that create a toxic environment. I don't have those people in my life anymore. And, I just avoid it as much as I can. But when I said to my husband, but those things are damaging my health, like they are creating problems for me. And that was his wake-up call. So maybe that can be a conversation you have. I'm still trying. Look, it is hard. Food is the biggest thing when it comes to husbands. Personal care products and things he didn't seem to be too fussed about. He still does use Rexona deodorant, I won't lie. Do you know, he goes... You're gonna laugh. He goes outside to spray his deodorant on because I don't want it in the house. So he goes outside to spray his deodorant on. Now, I know there is transference there. I know that when he comes in, if I was to cuddle him, and I can still smell it in the room when he comes in and when he's freshly sprayed his deodorant. And we're still working on some things. Don't get me wrong. It's not a perfect household that I live in. I can promise you that. But it is 99% better than it was. So it is a process. It is a very big process. But food would be the biggest thing that most husbands struggle with. Craig didn't want to give up. I don't know. I think he thought I can't quite remember what he thought he was going to miss out on. But when he realized he wasn't missing out on anything, I don't know. I've never really heard him complain. He's currently in there making meringues for the party book, and he came out before and he could see I was doing a live, so I better go and help him because I dare say the meringues are finished or he needs a little bit of help. Anyway, moral to the story, go find a doctor that is amazing, that will work with you, not against you. So important. Get on to oils. They're 20% off, and that finishes by lunchtime tomorrow. So if you wanted oils, you've been sitting there on the train and you don't have the oils yet in your home, you need to. And the other thing you need to do is start treating your body with so much more respect and look at all the things you have changed and acknowledge them. I have changed so many things for the better. There are still things I need to improve. And now that I have a fantastic doctor to work with, who wants to work with me and believes in all the things, it's so good. It's such a good feeling. So get on it. All right. That's it from me. 3 things change your life. Bye.